Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Andrew Miller. Adam Peltier. What do we think, everybody?
Talk-serific.
Wonderful. You never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. Big mistake, but you guys are a nice audience. Thank you. So, yeah. Oh, hold it. We shouldn't be smoking.
Hey, pass it around, pass it around.
Puff, puff, pass, man.
No, I'm self-conscious. Topsy's straight edge. He loves you. See, Topsy, you're a role model.
He's my role model.
Blue? Sounds like.
Hey, so how did everybody like the movie?
Silver Francis.
Yes, I know or you're just a little next on Instagram. Start. And we're gonna open it to the audience, I think, because we're going pretty late. John.
Bill, you should sit down. We're all sitting. We should stand up. Come on.
I'll be on the stage. All right. Yeah. So, who's got a question?
And will you say the question? Stand up and make it very loud, please.
Yeah.
Topsy's got that.
Was this done? Was this the movie done on real film or digitized or digital film?
You answer that.
Yes, it was definitely shot on 35 millimeter. It was 1988 was it shot?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
1988 they shot it. So there were very few movies that were shot on video at that time. But there was Redneck Zombies that was shot on video around that era, and you see Percy. Yeah, Percy. He's the one who gets his head cut off, like twisted off with the mop in the video store scene. And Toxie throws his head into Redneck Zombies, the poster, because he was the writer and director of that film, and that's how he actually got involved. The trauma was through Redneck Zombies.
That's really cool detail.
But your question is a good one. Was this film shot on 35 millimeter? No. It was shot on 35 millimeter, but only the trauma team has the ability to make a movie look that's shot on 35 millimeter, look like it was shot on shitty Super 8 films. You should see Power Closet of Murder.
Oh, yes, sir.
When it came down to the vision, did you know it was going to be a black comedy, or was this just going to be a Hollywood picture for all of us?
You should repeat the question.
Well, did you know that it was going to be a black or dark comedy, or were you more focused on it becoming a bigger Hollywood hit?
Well, you can see that this movie clearly we sold out. I mean, we made something for the whole family.
I wish
Very
sci-fi
gentle film. Clearly sold out on that one. We couldn't even get it in the theaters. We had to chop it into two. And then you got the still. The theaters wouldn't take a longer film, at least from us, because we'd thrown them. And then the MPAA, after we got through chopping up the movie into two pieces, then the MPAA worked on the individual movies and took out all the good stuff. They did that all along the way. The American Censor Board, which is owned by the cartel that devil worshipping international media conglomerate.
Did you say that was punk rock with you back in the day? Was that very punk rock with you back in the day?
Punk rock, he's asking if it was if I'm punk rock. Andrew's punk rock. I'm a bourgeois. I'm a proud bourgeois. I went to Yale, the whole thing.
This guy had a question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, something I noticed with all the Tron movies is it looks like a lot of your extras are
Actor persons.
actor persons. The actor persons. Everyone looks like they're there for a party. Everyone's having a good time, and you have a wide variety of everyone. Is that something that you did on purpose, or is that just how it worked out because of the people available? They're great. They're the actors all seem to be having such a good time in these films. It looked like great, like a wonderful time to have.
Well, Andrew, you just worked on the Power of Positive Murder. You were in the trenches. Talk about the people had such a good time.
Well, yes, the actor persons for the most part did have a good time, especially during the Valverde scene of the film. We spent 2 days on it. I think it's actually 20 seconds of the movie, but people just running around, getting blood thrown on them, having a great time. You know, they just show up and get to do some crazy, insane things that they would never do. These aren't SAG people. These are just, you know, someone who works at the 7-Eleven is like, I can go be in a crazy movie and have that for the rest of my life. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for those people. A lot of them grow up watching Trauma, and I mean, even at that time, people were watching these like early sex comedies. Waitress was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Stuck on you.
Stuck on You, Sweets Play.
Cry on
Yeah,
Phone.
it was a blast.
Well, Poltergeist is like people from all over the world were coming there.
Yeah, even on Power of Positive Murder, we had people with a couple of French guys, people, homeless people.
Isn't everybody else
Junkies.
working on their Trauma?
Yeah, I guess I think they're kind of still in, but.
This guy.
I just wanted to piggyback and add on to that. Earlier this week, I drove 6 hours out to Santa Cruz to do 2 days of filming on Poltergeist 2.
Oh, nice.
And I can confirm everything that, you know, you were just saying. Like, everyone is having a great time. It feels like you're with family. Everyone is cool and respects each other, and it's fucking awesome. And if you're interested, check their Instagram. They're still shooting.
For those in the back who couldn't hear, this gentleman was, he drove, what did you say, 6 hours?
6 hours,
6
yeah.
hours up to Santa Cruz to shoot, or to be a part of Poltergeist 2, being shot right now by Mercedes the Muse.
Woo!
And they had a great time, and it was a blast. It was like a party.
No.
He lost his mate. Yeah, it is a family, but I would even venture into saying it's a bit of a cult. But I think if Joseph Campbell were here, he would say that the tribe, one of the last American tribes, global tribe even. So,
Well,
Church of Latter-day Saints.
Joseph Campbell, I think we're more like Campbell soup. Full of noodles. What?
Like Andy Warhol's.
Yeah, well, you're right, and that's true. Warhol, you're right. We're very much like Warhol. It's but keep going. Next
well, yeah, speaking of Warhol, okay, next
No,
week's
no, it's
well, you know, at least this was better than
Pick somebody out
Andy
there.
Warhol's sweet.
Pick someone in the back.
In the back, yes, I see you.
How did you guys end up with Gona Guy making an appearance?
Oh, is that Devilman?
Yes.
Yes, Devilman. You gonna talk about Devilman?
Well, the Toxic Avenger Part 1 was huge in Japan, very big, and a lot of the people in this movie, in the Japanese part, are actually famous Japanese personalities. The guy playing the reporter, he is like the Colbert of Japan. He's huge over there, and Big Mac was a famous. He's dead now. A famous. He was a kind of a yakuza, but he became a big Japanese star. And Gona Guy created Devilman, and there are other celebrities in that movie too, who are known in Japan. Go was just nice enough to be, Mr. Nagai, Go Nagai-san was nice enough to be, and I spent a lot of time with him and his wife, Mickey. His wife was named Mickey. They gave me a crystal, which I had, and then it was stolen out of my Ramada Inn hotel in Santa Monica.
Not Redondo Beach.
What can you do?
It was I. Oh. All right. Anyone else in the? Oh, all right. Right up here. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So I really love the cut, but one of my favorite scenes is cut out. The scene where the hippies get killed traumatized me as like a 6-year-old. So my question though is there anything that you ended up cutting that you not necessarily regret, but are just bummed that you had to take it out?
What was his question? Well, he mentioned a scene that he regretted being cut.
Yeah. So there's a scene where there's a couple of hippies that are run over a horse and carriage that we did end up cutting for time. It wasn't pertinent to the story. I mean, it was fun and short. And there was some other fun stuff that I really liked, in the opening fight. There's a couple little more Looney Tunes bits. Someone getting their head banged down so that it was like a pancake. But I mentioned to some folks at Bloody Disgusting recently, when we were in Fort Lauderdale, we were hanging out with Jeffrey Sass, who's the producer on Mr. Melvin, and he had initially, after he read the script, he didn't think that they would have enough to shoot to make it a full film. So he told Lloyd and Michael to shoot as much stuff as they possibly could. And so I think that's a good example of a bit of overcorrection. And so they ended up with a lot more than they originally planned do in part of the film. Well, that's what Jeff said.
The hippies are the homies.
Jeff said, whoever Jeff Sass is wrong. We made a stuffed horse. That's not what we're shooting. Maybe some poor woman stuffed horse. That stupid thing. We had to have a giant truck gobble up a horse and buggy and a couple within it, and it was great. In fact, the Humane Society, there was a rumor flying around, and the Humane Society came into our offices because they had the weapons, because they heard we were going to kill a horse. Anyway, you cut out the best scene, you bum.
So the honest answer is PETA was really on my ass about this. So I didn't want to.
Any other Mr. Melvin questions?
Right here.
Let's get this gentleman right here real quick.
I was wondering about the impetus.
was this something that you guys were trying to like make right, or was this like you found a paper and you were like, oh my gosh, we can do this? Or I was just interested in the motivation for what made you to undertake this project.
Well, Adam Peltier and I were hanging out at the office a bit late one night, and may have had a few beverages. And we're having a little marathon of our own, and we're watching Toxic Avenger Part 2 and 3. We're like, this was supposed to be one film, right? I'm like, yeah, and then in the basement, there's so much stuff. There's so many old scripts that are in the drawers and like cabinets and everything, and so we just were like, I wonder if it's down, like what did it actually look like? Surely this wasn't it. So we dug around, and it wasn't any of the cabinets. We found in a box. This is the script, and I had nothing else better to do after work. So after hours, we were like, let's just put it together and see if it's possible. And I think it was possible. I think it was. We have a movie, I think, here. So. Yes.
I was just curious, what are you guys most proud of with this cut versus the original split of Part 2 and Part 3? And when will this be available for us to watch at home?
Well, actually, quite a number of theaters have called up, and so I think it's going to be in probably a lot more theaters than Citizen Toxic was in. Unfortunately, Citizen Toxic. But it'll be in theaters a while, and it's, I'm sure, going to be getting, festivals will be calling up when they usually call up after the thing is successful, And so then it will premiere on Troma Now. Did anybody here subscribe to Troma Now in the last 15 minutes? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's great. Keep it up. We need effort.
Well, I would also like to see a physical release before it goes to streaming.
No, it's too good for that. It's going to happen.
I personally think the future is VHS. So that's
Woo!
Laser disc.
I was going to say the same thing.
Bonuses. That's right.
Yes, lots of bonuses.
Who's got a question? Good question on Melvin.
Any other questions from the audience? Oh, we got another one.
Did you take a lot of license? Like, was there enough footage, or did you have to like do anything creative?
There was a couple creative choices that were made that I felt was more going after more what the script was actually saying. Like in the script, Toxie is supposed to have erectile dysfunction, and this is all because of the father thing, all the psychological stuff he's going through, but there's still a sex scene in the script when he's supposed to have erectile dysfunction.
My mother-in-law.
So what I did was I just put that arcade sequence in there when she's like, "Oh, Toxie, this last time we're gonna be together before you go to Japan. What are we gonna do?" There's this little slow build up, and then just hard cuts to the being at the arcade because he's a nerd. And, he's not getting laid. So that was a creative liberty that I just felt like was more true to the script than even the script. It's true to it right now.
Part 2 and Part 3, as individuals, the project had to be rearranged. It wasn't the original script, and as a result, 2 and 3, some people like them, but at the beginning of Toxic 4, Citizen Toxic, it says very clearly, this is the real sequel.
And that was spoken by Stan Lee, the late Stan Lee.
That's right, you're right. And Mr. Melvin clearly is what the 2 movies should have been, and they did a great job. And Jeff Sass, who worked for us for 30 years ago, he recently saw Mr. Melvin, and agreed it was so much better than what we had produced back in the old days.
And that was really cool to have the guy who worked, so, like this was, as he describes himself, he was the James Gunn before James Gunn. And it's true. Yeah, he also co-wrote Kabuki Man, Kabuki Man 1PD. He was a producer on this one as well. And then when we saw it in Fort Lauderdale, that was the first time he had ever seen the movie Mr. Melvin as it was supposed to have been. So that was kind of a cool moment. But yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
What do you think about the geek part?
Geek bars. What do you think about the geek bars? The nicotine vapes.
Geek bar flavor, what's your favorite geek bar flavor?
I'll speak for he prefers no flavors. The doctor says he can't do flavors. Mint. Oh, wow. Okay, how about right over here? Yes, sir.
Yeah, so how is it that the practical effects from Toxic Avenger 2 and 3 are better by leaps and bounds than anything we're seeing today? What were you guys doing back then that made them stand up and hold true?
They were using real dynamite.
We had a very good explosive person, a Hollywood guy who gave us a good price because he was a fan, and when he had time, he would do the explosions for us. Will Caban, he was Mr. Explosion, and he drove around town in like a bread truck, a small truck, but full of ammo and dynamite. Yeah, those are the good old days.
I also had Persis, who was the special effects coordinator for like the gore and stuff.
Well, yeah, the makeup. I mean, when you're doing the fish effects with the nose and everything, the transition.
The taiyaki, which is a Japanese kind of snack dessert type thing, is famous in Japan, like a hot dog would be here maybe. But that was Japanese. All the Japanese stuff in Japan, it was all by the Japanese people, and they did a great job. You're right, that taiyaki on his nose, it's hard to see any makeup there.
Yeah.
Good job. But again, we took the time and we had an enthusiastic crew. Every time we shot a movie, it's usually actually everybody who's worked for Troma has been a fan. James Gunn was just an assistant when he came, and so many of them were just everybody. There's been this guy. He was a fan, and he's now producing movie guys too. But he created this Mr. Melvin. Nobody asked him. In fact, Michael Hurst and I were kind of upset that they were wasting their own time when they could be reading a good book like make your own damn movie.
Yeah, I think they also didn't spend all their time on social media, so they could focus more on making cool practical effects. I think we have time for one more last final question. All right, everyone's pointing. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for keeping my favorite scene, and I think we all have one scene that sticks out in our head. That was the knee to the groin. The reaction, the eyes crossing like that, and when they used to air it on, USA Up All Night, they would cut that exact moment where the knee would hit the groin. So until I was like 17, 14, 15, and I could get it from the video store, we always wondered, what was it that made her go across the knee?
So the Malfair getting kneed in the crotch by Claire was often cut in TV, and that was his favorite sequence. But I want to say a fun little fact about that. So she gets kneed in the crotch. You see her walking out, like wobbling, like holding her up on her crotch. And the next scene after that, that's from Toxic Avenger Part 2. And the next scene after that in Mr. Melvin is in Toxic Avenger Part 3. And you'll see Malfair and the girls are coming up the stairs from getting their asses kicked. And Malfair has a cast around her waist and she's still holding her crotch. But those were two different movies. And there's no reason for her to have a cast in Toxic Avenger Part 3. That's a little fun fact. But I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And I'd also like to thank Pandora.
thank you to Gardena.
Thank you, Gardena Cinema. Toxic Avenger coming up next.
Woo! Oh yeah, let's all look. Do we have time for that?
Headed to the manhole club.
Yeah.